Hello and welcome everyone to May 25th regular town council meeting. I'll call this meeting to order at 7 o'clock. So I'll be looking for a motion to adopt the agenda. Councillor Curtis makes the motion. Is there any additions or deletions? Councillor Bullock?
Yes, Your Worship. I'd like to add a closed session item with, so we can have a discussion with Sayolo Leggett regarding an HR issue I'd wish to discuss.
Okay. Well, typically closed session items is not something that we do, that they were all arranged. Okay. Because then everybody's in on it, like everybody knows what we're going to be talking about. But I guess if you have something that you would like to talk and it's regarding employment, okay, then I guess we'll put it on our agenda in a closed session. Okay. Anybody else? Any more additions? Seeing none, all those in favor? Carried. Okay, next, adoption of the minutes. Looking for a motion. Councilor Warwell makes the motion. Is there any errors or omissions within those minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor? Carried. Our first piece of correspondence is from the Vegreville Junior B team, the Rangers. Attention, Mayor and Council. Please note that the Vegreville Junior B Rangers are giving written notice that we will be returning for the 2022-23 season in the Northeast Alberta Junior B Hockey League. We have held coach interviews, and as of May 12th, we have hired a new coach. We understand that the ice time will be tight for next season, so we want to advise you of our readiness. Going forward, we would need to know the status of the board advertising, dressing room availability, ice time allotment, as well as hourly ice fees. It is no secret that the Rangers have deep roots in the community. We are a non-profit organization, and we plan to recruit as much local content as possible. Should you have any follow-up questions or concerns, please contact Joe Badinsky, the president of the Vegreville Junior Bees. Okay, I'll be looking for a motion to receive and file. Councillor Berry makes the motion. Any discussion? Go ahead, Councillor Warwa.
I guess I was wondering if we've gotten back to them since they've written, and one of the things that they brought up that I think would be important is they're asking about the hourly ice fees. So just if we're talking about theirs, it'd be good if we looked at all of them throughout. I'm throwing on an old minor hockey hat a little bit, but sometimes we found out about the ice fees a little bit later than what we were budgeting. So I just think if we are reviewing theirs, it might be a good time to just review them all and update anybody who had something.
Okay, anybody else? So I think that what we should do is have them come in and talk to, I guess it'd be Director Rowe, and see what their ask is and what they're looking at, and try to come to bring us some more information back of what they're really looking for here and where they fall in. Do we have a nice schedule for next year, like how much we're going to be charging for ice yet?
Yes, it was in the 22 fees and charges bylaw.
Okay. So non-profit and profit are different, two different pays, no?
No, we have a rate for junior hockey and minor hockey.
Okay.
And adult hockey is a separate rate as well.
So is everybody okay if we get Director Rowe to reach out, have some conversations, and then bring it back to us? Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, so.
I guess I have one more little one.
Go ahead.
Just in conversation there, just because we know that if all of the potential teams are going forward, obviously it's a little tighter on ice. If you could potentially find out if they have a timeline for indicating a definite go-ahead, and I'm thinking more to the lines of minor hockey, because typically with the number of teams that they have to do a big submission of their ice and requests. So just as one of your questions is to see if they have a deadline for final decision for season. Thank you.
So Councillor Berry, would you change your motion to receive and file and ask Director Rowe to look into it?
Yes, Your Worship, I think that is a good plan if we can give direction to get more information on it.
Okay, any other? Okay, all those in favor? Carried. Thank you. Next up, Director Saskew.
Thank you, Your Worship. So this is the monthly cash statement for the month ended April 30th, 2022. We started the month with a cash balance of $2,921,681 and ended with $3,023,424. So this is in our BMO banking account. Some major sources of cash were the Atco Streetlight investment of $287,000, and major sources of cash or uses of cash were payments for our Southeast 17 Prosperity Park for $353,600, an insurance payment for $46,000, and another payment for engineering at the park for $47,000. In total, with the high interest savings account investment earnings, we had $8,557,072 at the end of April of 2022.
Okay, thank you. Looking for a motion to, okay, Councillor Rudick makes the motion to accept this as read. Is there any questions to the Director? Looks like you're getting up pretty easy today. Okay, all those in favor? Carried, thank you. Next up, Director Rowe.
Thank you, Worship. This is a request for council decision. The topic is 2022 Pride Week. Proposal to approval for raising the Pride flag at the Town Administration Office during June 12th to 18th, 2022, painting the Main Street intersection crosswalks to match the Pride flag, and share Pride Week posts on the Town of Vegreville social media channels and website calendar. I'm going to change that proposal, Your Worship, to eliminate the Town Administration Office, because we did change the flag policy, so there'll be the two east and west Vegreville signs. Background, the Pride Week Planning Committee is celebrating the Pride Week during June 12th to 18th, 2022. In Alberta, the first Pride celebration was held in 1980. It became a week-long festival in 1983. Although Pride events have grown in popularity in urban centers, rural areas are struggling to show support for the Pride community members. By raising the Pride flag and painting the Main Street crosswalks in celebration of Pride Week, Town of Vegreville shows recognition and acceptance of the Pride members in our community. The communication strategy, similar to last year, the Pride Week Planning Committee will advertise via social media. Town of Vegreville will be asked to share posts via the town's social media channels and Town of Vegreville website calendar. The recommendation is that Council approve the raising of the Pride flag from June 12th to 18th at the community flagpole locations located at the Vegreville signs on Highway 16A, east and west entrance of Vegreville, and approve the painting of the east-west crosswalk across 50th Street along 49th Avenue. Administration also recommends that the Town of Vegreville advertise Pride Week by sharing content generated by the Pride Week Planning Committee.
All right, thank you. Anybody like to make a motion? Okay, Councillor Lemke beat you to it. So Councillor Lemko, you would like to make a motion regarding the recommendation?
Yes, I would, Your Worship. I think it's important to recognize this, being that we are a welcoming, inclusive, and diverse community that we say we are. I think this is one way of showing that.
Right, any other comments? Okay, so just so everybody knows, in the proposal at the top, it's not the Town Administration Office, but it's actually the both ends of town, which is down in the recommendation, the Highway 16 there. Okay, if there's no other discussion, all those in favor? Carried. Good job. Okay, you got another one here, Director Rowe?
Yes, sir. This is a request for council decision, and the topic is Flag Protocol Policy GOV-1003. The proposal for town council to approve the amendments to the Town of Vegreville's Flag Protocol Policy GOV-1003. In background, the town's existing flag policy GOV-1003 Flag Protocol Policy was approved in 2018. Following the adoption of this policy, we have seen there's a need for the addition of parameters around raising approved community flags. The existing flag policy is being revised and expanded to include practices and etiquette for national, provincial, municipal, and community flags. After discussion at the legislative meeting, May 17th, 2022, the third community flagpole location was removed from the policy, which is the administration building. Communication strategy, department managers and supervisors will be notified of the changes to the policy through the community services director. A copy of the policy GOV 1003 will also be available on the shared drive, accessible by all staff. Recommendation is that Town Council approve the Town of Vegreville's flag protocol policy GOV 1003, and it is attached to your agenda.
Okay. Councilor Riddick,
I can make that.
you'd like to make a motion on the recommendation?
Yes, and I'd like to make a comment.
Okay, well, we're gonna start with Councilor Riddick's comments.
I just wanted to recap our conversation from the last legislative committee meeting. So would we expect to see potentially additional flagpoles in the upcoming budget then, as we move towards a more secure, easily changeable flagpole?
I'm working with the facilities foreman right now on gathering quotes for how many flagpoles we can afford for what we budgeted, so, but there will be additional poles added here.
Thank you very much.
Okay, another comment? All those in favor of the motion with the recommendation? Carried, thank you. And you got another one. Oh, okay. Sorry, this is all the protocol. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Next up, Director Lefebvre.
Thank you, Your Worship. The topic is a permit application within DC, a direct control district. The proposal is to have Town Council consider the development permit application for the addition and renovations to Autumn Rose Funeral Home, which is located within a direct control district. Proposed by myself. Background: the Pollock family bought and developed the property located at 5036 51st Avenue and to the Autumn Rose Funeral Home in 2000. The original building was 2,745 square feet, covering 22% of the lands, and supplied 12 parking stalls. In 2003, an addition for the chapel was completed, adding 960 square feet for a total lot coverage of 30%. Vantage Bills reworked the parking plan to show 28 stalls. May 3rd, 2022, Planning Development received an application for the proposed expansion of the Autumn Rose Funeral Home. The addition will expand the garage 928 square feet and add another 1,024 square feet to the main floor that will consist of a new lobby space, as well as a clergy room and public washrooms. This proposal also includes the addition of an 1,132.5 square foot second floor that will serve as staff rooms, lockers, washrooms, and offices. Without a parking plan at this time, the only location that has parking remaining would be on the east side and north side of the building, totaling 13 lots. The block consists of 5 older homes, one which was renovated into multifamily units, and 2 duplexes constructed in 2007. The lots on the south, across 51st Avenue, are Zone C1, Central Commercial District. This block consists of the Telus Building, as well as 6 houses. West, across 51st Avenue, are all residential housing. The property to the north, across the back lane, is the Legion and its parking lot. The purpose of the direct control district is to identify those areas of the town within which council considers it desirable to exercise particular control regarding the use and development of land or buildings. Permitted and discretionary uses are uses approved by council based on the merits of each individual application and having due regard to conformity with the municipal development plan, conformity with any other statutory plan as adopted, and the existing and proposed use of the neighboring lands. Number 2, development regulations. Council may regulate, control, and apply conditions of approval to the use or development of land or buildings in any manner it considers necessary. There's no requirement within the MGA or land use bylaw to advertise an application or decision within the direct control district. Once council has made their decision, the Planning and Development Department will complete the process of issuing the permit and inform the applicant. Our recommendation is for town council to review the application for the addition and renovation to the Autumn Rose Funeral Chapel and make a decision to approve with or without conditions or deny the application completely. The other attachments are the application, and the third attachment is the design of the building, so you get an idea of what it's going to look like in that district.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Anybody want to start this up? Councilor Bullock would like to make a motion?
I'd like to make the motion that we approve this. I looked over everything fairly well since the last meeting as well with this, and it looks like the addition is going to be attractive. They do have a need for that there, because if anyone who's been to a funeral there knows that a lot of the time the funeral, a lot of people are standing outside, so they don't even get a chance to be in the funeral home at the same time. So I think this would be a welcome and wise decision to make.
Okay, any other comments? I know we talked about this, having the Legion parking lot behind them is a big plus for them right now. I mean, if they didn't have a parking lot, it would really be tough on all the other residents on 51st Avenue there and in that neighborhood. But with the deal they have arranged with the Legion, I think it'll be fine moving forward, so. Okay, all those in favor of the recommendation? Carried, thank you. You got one more here.
Those are the attachments.
Oh, I'm sorry. Moving back over to
Director Saskew.
Director Saskew was right. Sorry, I just looked like Public Works to me, so.
Thank you. So this topic is utility billing cancellation of 4810 49th Avenue. The proposal is to approve the cancellation of April 22 billing for 4810 49th Avenue. Pardon me. There was a house fire at 4810 49th Avenue on April 1st, 2022. The Town of Vegreville Utility Department made attempts to shut off the water at the town's CC on April 2nd, but the valve was not functioning. Water remained flowing into the property until April 13th, 2022, when the town contracted a hydrovac truck to dig out the line and repair the valve. The homeowner was charged an estimate of water consumption for the period of April 1st to 13/22 and on their April utility bill. An estimate was required as the water meter was damaged beyond repair in the fire, so the town could not obtain an accurate read of consumption. The homeowner is requesting that the billing for the water is reduced on compassionate grounds due to the fact that the town CC was faulty and did not function to turn off the water on April 2nd, 2022, the day after the house fire. So financial implication would be the town of Vegreville would cancel April 22 utility bill amounting to $589.72. And communication, the homeowner and utilities clerk will be informed of the utility levy cancellation. Recommendation is that administration recommends cancel the April utility bill for 4810 49th Avenue for $589.72.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Looking for a motion for the recommendation. Councilor Rudick makes the motion. Any discussion? Go ahead.
Thank you, Director Saskew. Just wanted to clarify if it makes a difference, some of the conversation that we had at the last legislative committee meeting. I think it was Councillor Berry talked about that it was our faulty mechanical pieces that were the issue. So I wonder if it's more material, that it's not compassionate grounds, but basic functionality of who's at fault here. That's the decision, and that's the reason why we would be making the decision this way, because generally the derivation of the charges would be based on where the origin of failing to meet the responsibility might be. And in this case, I think that's what we're acknowledging. Is that relevant to the discussion?
Okay, well, I guess what we can say is that really wasn't the residents' fault that our piece of infrastructure didn't work. So, I mean, he wrote the letter, saying that, look at this bad situation I'm in, but in reality, it probably should have been on us right off all the whole time here, so. Hey, Councilor Berry.
Thank you, Your Worship. Yes, I want to echo that. Normally speaking, when when administration has not done anything wrong, we would not excuse a bill. But in this situation here, the valve malfunctioned and could not be shut off, and of course, the owner had no ability to shut off the water. So I think it is only responsible for us to cancel this bill.
Okay. All those in favor of the recommendation? Carried. Thank you. Next up is CAO Leggett.
Thank you, Your Worship. So this one is to request that council approve and adopt the 2022 to 2025 strategic plan, including changes requested at the May 17th legislative meeting. During March 2022, Mayor and Council, along with myself, met for a 2-day intensive session to discuss ideas and priorities for the upcoming term of council. Extensive deliberations were had, resulting in 4 overarching strategic priorities being identified. In order, those are people and culture, growth, quality of life, and infrastructure. Administration is pleased to present council with a final draft of this important foundational document. At the May 17th legislative meeting, council requested that the order of council photos on the last page be made in chronological order, and that change has been done. The financial implications are that the strategic plan is the document that guides spending priorities for the identified term. It sets out where council and administrative focus should be in priority order. Starting in the 2023 budget cycle, finance will begin tying strategic plan priorities to individual budget items to create clarity and consistency with decision-making. The communication strategy, the plan will be posted and distributed through all the town's electronic avenues, as well as printed and made available for pickup at the front counter at Town Hall. And the recommendation is that council approve and adopt the 2022 to 2025 strategic plan, including the changes requested at the May 17th, 2022 legislative meeting.
Thank you very much. So need a motion. Councillor Curtis makes the motion. Any comments? Go ahead, Councillor Warba.
I'd just like to say that I think it was a good job by administration. We often see reports for things that I think have too much fluff, and it's like there's a strive sometimes by groups to want to provide more content, and you're losing the messaging. So I think this will be easy to work off of and captures exactly what we're going for. So I think it was a good job.
The less is more thing.
Yeah, it's a little less.
Okay, any other comments? Go ahead, Councillor Rudy.
I'm excited to see the tying of our budgetary decisions to our strategic goals and making sure that we continue to stay on track. I can say that over my time on council that we've become maybe better at linking those two, and I'm really looking forward to the hybrid delivery that we will see coming forward, so I'm excited.
Okay. All those in favor? Carried. You're up again, Mr. Leggett.
Yeah, thank you, Worship. So this was just for the 3 readings.
The economic development bylaw here. Bear with me.
I think we're gonna go with the Tourism Advisory Board member.
Oh, sorry, Tourism Advisory Board. What was I thinking? No. Tourism Advisory Board appointment. Yeah, my apologies, Your Worship.
Finally, wasn't my fault, right?
Yeah, go ahead, please, Phil.
I'll take these, Your Worship. So we have 2 memorandums here from the Vegreville Tourism Advisory Board dated May 17th, 2022 to Town Council from the Vegreville Tourism Advisory Board, subject to board member appointment. Recommendation that Town Council appoint Michelle Henderson to the Vegreville Tourism Advisory Board with the term to expire in May 2024. This appointment will be in accordance with Bylaws 04 2022, Section 4.3A.
Okay, come for a motion. Councillor Barry makes the motion. Any discussion? What board member left?
I think we have another one, and it's a switch in their positions, I believe, of who they are. Is that correct?
Well, we had a full board, so somebody would have to leave before we can bring somebody else on. We didn't expand the board, did we?
No.
But the other appointment is switching for the chamber.
Yes.
Oh, she was on the, as,
She was the
now
chair,
she's just administered, at large, like a board member. But so somebody from the chamber came in,
So we have, the next one is the new chamber representative.
but somebody had to leave to make this all possible. Go ahead, Sandra. Go ahead, Councilor Bullock.
Michelle Henderson had resigned from the chamber, and she was the chamber representative at that time on the board. So since she wasn't not a chamber employee anymore, she couldn't be a board member. The change was made so she could be a member at large, and the chamber has a representative coming on next to fill that position. So she's just staying on. So positions aren't really too much changing, still same amount of people.
We were full, and the chamber's gonna have a rep, and now we're gonna have another one, from, in the community at large, so.
Community large member is now the chamber member.
Correct. Yes, it's a flop.
Okay. So who's the chamber member now?
That's the next memorandum.
It's in the back here.
Oh, Jerry, okay, I get it. Okay,
Substitution.
okay, we have a motion to accept Michelle Henderson as a new board member, as a citizen at large. All those in favor? Carried.
Next memorandum from the Vegreville Tourism Advisory Board. Further to correspondence dated January 13, 2022, the Vegreville District Chamber of Commerce appointed Jerry Ziegler as the Chamber of Commerce representative to the Vegreville Tourism Advisory Board for a 2-year term. Recommendation that Town Council reappoint Jerry Ziegler to the Vegreville Tourism Advisory Board with a term to expire in, that should be February 2024. This appointment is in accordance with Bylaw 04-2022, Section 4.3.
Okay, we'll take a motion for that. Councilor Lemko makes the motion, and it'll expire in 2024, correct?
Yes.
Okay, any comments? It's nice to see a downtown business person on, still on that board, which is good. Okay, not seeing any, all those in favor? Carried, thank you. And now we have the Economic Development Committee bylaw. Is that you?
Yeah, thank you, Worship, and my apologies, there should have been a memo in front of this, but reading from the one from the previous legislative meeting, at the May 11th Economic Development Committee meeting, the mandate was changed by the committee to, the mandate of this committee is to streamline, share information between municipal departments related to economic development activities, as well as to foster partnerships and collaboration with external organizations and businesses. So the intent of these 3 readings of the bylaws to adopt that new mandate.
Okay, we'll take a motion for the first reading. Councilor Bullock makes the motion. All those in favor? Carried. I'll take a motion for the second reading. Councilor Curtis makes the motion. All those in favor? Carried. Motion for unanimous consent. Councilor Warwa makes the motion. All those in favor? Carried. And a motion for third and final reading goes to Councilor Berry. All those in favor? Carried. Good job. So, CAO Leggett, you don't have anything here for us right now? Because I usually miss you right here at this moment, so.
No, Your Worship, I'm good if you were.
Excellent. So we'll move on to council reports, and we'll start with Councilor Berry.
Thank you, Your Worship. On May 10th through 13th, I took the Subdivision and Development Appeal Board training. I believe I got that correctly for a change, SDAB. I found it to be a very interesting course. I thought it was well presented, and I'm pleased to say that I now have my certification in it, as I actually passed the exam. Open book, easy. On May 12th, bylaw workshop I thought that went very well. I think it's a good process for looking at bylaws in general. On May 17th, ledge meeting. On the 18th, council meeting with our MLA Hominick, and went through quite a number of different topics, and I thought it was a very worthwhile meeting. That same night, attended the Stand with Ukraine pierogi supper, which I was very impressed with the number of people that came to it. On the 19th, Prosperity Industrial Park update meeting, and in tonight's regular council meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Councillor Lemko.
Thank you, Your Worship. May 11th, I had the fortunate opportunity to attend the Vesna celebration at the A.L. Horton School and listen to the youngsters there perform Ukrainian songs and music. It was a nice event to attend. Again, May 12th, I was at the council bylaw workshop discussion, and it was a good way to present and quite informative there where we can have discussions. May 16th, the Vegreville Tourism Advisory Board meeting, and I'll leave that to Councillor Curtis to speak to. Ledge meeting on the 17th. The 18th, our meeting with our MLA, Jackie Armstrong-Hominiuk. Also on the 18th, the Vegreville area Stands with Ukraine pierogi supper fundraiser. What a great event. Well done by the committee, the leader there, Michelle Henderson, and the greater community for coming and making pierogies for this event. What I found very impressive was the amount of people that showed up to pay $20 for a plate of pierogies without question. Well over 800 orders were taken that day, and people from the surrounding area, people that faces I've never seen before in there without even questioning. A great group of volunteers working, and it was a good show of support for displaced Ukrainians that will be arriving here. The 19th, I attended the Prosperity Park update conference call, Zoom call. And then last night, I was the Vegreville and Area Supports Ukraine committee meeting. And just some updates on that. There's our Facebook's getting a lot of attention. There's lots of stuff going up. There's availability of pierogies that are left over from the pierogi supper that are frozen, were pre-frozen in 5 dozen bags for $50, I believe. And it's a great way to support the cause. There's our committee, that the supports committee, Larissa and her team are supporting the families that are here with getting their driver's licenses, their SIN numbers, and all those challenges that the people are facing who have language barriers and those things. And that committee's working with those people. They're also a family here that I believe the children were registered in school, and their first day was today, going to school. So, and that committee's facilitating that process to make it a lot easier for those families. We're taking donations, but your best is to call Jeannie Maximchuk, the chair there, and she'll make arrangements for meeting at the TransCanada building and accepting those. But I would talk to her first and see if there's a need for the donation that is requested. Again, the event went very well. They raised, and I guess these are just numbers that aren't finalized, but I believe there was $23,000 through all the fundraising efforts, and there's some expenses that are out of that. And but what a huge fundraiser to get us going with that. There was our Sandy, Sandy Hominiuk, our leader of our housing team, and right now we're doing checks on homes to ensure that the homes are safe places for the displaced Ukrainians that are coming. Criminal record checks are being asked. And right now, we have a number of Ukrainians that have settled here in the community already. And there's more, from my understanding, there's, in June, there's another 3 sets coming, and in August, another person coming. And we're limited by the amount of dollars that we're generating to bring, to assist with their rent and their needs right now. So the more we fundraise, the more we can open up our houses and our homes. And there's a lot of requests coming in, and this will take, the war is not over, and there's more and more displaced all the time. So these people will be looking to find homes here and coming. So stay tuned. Thanks for all the support. And we'll keep informing you as we go along.
Thank you very much. Councilor Roman.
Thank you. I have many of the similar, I attended the bylaw workshop, the legislative council meeting, along with their meeting with MLA Jackie Armstrong-Hominiuk, and the Support Ukraine Supper. One thing I was just going to say about it is I think that given just the sheer number between pickups and Eat In, it was really amazing the job they did and how quickly they went through that all. I thought it was terrific. Thank you to the group for purchase of I have 25 dozen pierogies in my freezer right now, so we are ready for graduation. Greatly appreciated to Sandy, who basically almost delivered to the house, so that was wonderful. We had a development update meeting and a VTSS meeting on May 19th. Just a couple things I wanted to highlight from VTSS was that they are in the process now of restarting some of their fundraising that they weren't able to do before. So the co-op will once again be doing hot dog sales outside the co-op, so they have some dates coming up for those. They will be doing their raffle again this fall, so they're in the process of licensing and getting some tickets for that, and they are going to begin back. There's been a lot of ask for them to do like the ham bingos, turkey bingos again, so the intention is potentially a ham bingo for Easter, but they're going to try and do the turkey bingo for Thanksgiving, and they do have a casino next month in Camrose, understanding that of course it is lesser funds that you're getting out of Camrose right now, but it's still funds nevertheless, so that was good. They do seem to have enough volunteers for the upcoming casino, and that part seemed to go really good. On the 23rd, I toured a newly arrived Ukrainian family, which was kind of an interesting thing. I was away at the lake for the long weekend and happened to meet somebody out there that was hosting a Ukrainian family. They're not requiring any supports from Vegreville. They're lucky they have a family able to fully support them. They're from the Smoky Lake area, but asked if they could meet me on the evening because they wanted to see our Puss and Gus. So did that. That was kind of nice. Then tonight's council meeting, and I do have one item I just wanted to share information on, even though it wasn't through a meeting. It was just on our community futures, just something to let people know that some additional, requests, requirements, downloads, whatever you want to call it, were sort of thrown on community futures. There was some funding approval, but they're expecting community futures then to handle some rural applications. The same amount was provided by the province for some Alberta women's entrepreneurial applications. So in the end, it will give our local community futures about an additional $100,000 for those loans. They're looking at limiting them at the $20,000 so that they could look at least 5 businesses being able to benefit from this, and just wanted to let us know that they've listed it on their website and they're ready to take applications, but there may potentially be a little bit of delay because they don't have the money or the signed agreements yet, but they were able to open that, so we just wanted to share that as well. Thank you.
And what's the cutoff day for Lemonade Day? Do you remember to get your applications in?
Oh, I did have it here.
I do believe it's June 1st.
I think you are correct.
Yeah. So hopefully everybody that's got some young people in their family that are entrepreneurs, that they get out and get a Delemy University and move forward. Thank you very much for your report. Councilor Riddick.
So many of the same meetings. I finished up SDAB, Subdivision and Appeal Board training on May 10th and 11th. The Vesna Spring Concert, nice to have some of the council be able to join, and it's great to be able to see some of the youth in the community carrying on some old tradition with new vigor. So it was a nice event, and first time that they've had a concert at the school in a couple of years, so nice to be able to participate in that. A number of different FCM events and commitments finishing up this year. So Finance and Audit Committee has been my responsibility for the last year, so a lot of those briefings for my FCM responsibilities. I wanted to say thank you to all of those that helped put on, promote, and make the Vegreville and Area Stands with Ukraine Pedahez Supper happen. It was extremely well organized and very efficient, so big kudos to them and to the committee that continued to be a great support to the family. Yesterday was first day of work for the dad and first day of work for both of them, so it was a very busy day, and first day of school today was entirely nerve-wracking, very tear-inducing in some senses, and at the end of the day, Yura, who is the oldest boy, said it was a great school, a great day, and he can't wait to go back. So it's been completely heartwarming to see people stopping them on the street. They've been out and about, going to the library, taking use of different facilities, and people stopping them on the street and giving them their phone numbers on little bits of paper, buying them treats, and really welcoming them to the community. It's really very heartwarming to see how welcoming Vegreville can be. May 19th, I attended Chandos Construction Building Better presentation. One thing that I wanted to bring back that sort of ties into the strategic plan that we've just approved this evening was the conversation about the changing workforce, that in a span of less than 15 years, we're going to have 40% of people in the trades retiring, and how much of an impact that's going to be. So as we're talking about the importance of our own staff at our town facilities and operations, and as a community too, that diversifying our workforce is really important. So glad to see that we've made a really concerted effort through our economic development opportunities at Prosperity Park and across the community, as well as town, to really take a look at making sure that we're embracing the wide range of options for people to be able to move to the community. Really highlighted that. And one other thing I just wanted to, I wasn't able to attend the meeting with the MLA, but I did have a meeting yesterday with MP Shannon Stubbs, and wanted to maybe ask that our council ensure that we reach out to our federal representative. As always, MP Stubbs was excellent advocate for the community in our fight with the federal government about CPC and the importance of making sure that our community was protected. And it's great to be able to have an advocate. Her portfolio is now rural economic development, which is continuing to be a really important part for us in Vegreville. And tonight's meeting.
Thank you very much. Councillor Curtis.
Thank you. We'll start May 9th. We had our council meeting. May 11th, the economic development meeting, as well as the Vesna concert. I attended that as well. It was a lot of fun to get out and see the kids. May 12th, we had our bylaw meeting. As well, on May 12th, some of us went to the chamber annual meeting, where the mayor gave a very riveting presentation on the hemp industry coming to town. It was actually really good. Lots of questions were asked there by the members of the community, so it was good, sparking some interest. We had our tourism board meeting on the 16th, and I have a couple things, just some reminders on there. We had been looking to put in a bid for the 2024 Alberta Winter and Door Summer Games. Kind of didn't meet the deadline for that, so there's been some reaching out to the Vermilion area, and it looks like they may try and put a bid in for the 2026 Winter Games. So some other possible partners is Mundare and Manville. When you have smaller communities, you need to partner up in order to get some of this action in your town, so we'll be looking forward to that. The next thing I have is community garage sale we're still having on June 18th. So you can go to vegreville.com and register. There's also a group sale at the Wally Fadoon Arena, so you can either have it on your block or you can have it at the arena. As well as our new initiative that's out and hopefully gathering some steam is the Pick Up the Pasanka. That's launching June 1st, so get out your phones, take some pictures, and let's start moving that along. Yeah, have you done it yet?
I haven't, but I will.
No? Okay, good. And then the last thing I have here is just the Circus Fantastic is coming to town Monday, May 30th from 4:30 to 7:30 at the arena. Had our Ledge meeting on the 17th, Prosperity Park meeting on the 19th, and a council meeting tonight.
Thank you very much. Councillor Bullock.
Thank you, Your Worship. So I've attended many of the meetings that my colleagues have, so I'll just touch on the ones for myself. Economic Development Meeting on May 11th. May 11th as well, Community Association for Lasting Success Board Meeting. Just to let everybody know, the Little Explorers Summer Camp Program registration begins on June 1st at 9 a.m. So if you have any children that you'd like to register in that, please contact CALS on that. It's a very important program, and it's great when we're working with children in our community to build them bright futures. And it's just something you could be involved in their lives a little more beforehand before they get older. Very important. So as well, the bylaw workshop. I was also at the Vegreville District Chamber of Commerce General Meeting, where I shared in the same riveting experience with the mayor speaking that night. And also to let you know that the Vegreville District Chamber of Commerce second annual golf mixer is coming up on June 24th. So contact the chamber office if you'd like to get involved in that. As well, May 17th Ledge meeting and tonight's council meeting. I'll leave it at that.
Thank you very much. Okay, well, I've been to all the same meetings as everybody else. On the 11th, the active meeting, which I think we're really getting some traction going there now. It's nice to see. On the 11th, the concert at the School Ale Horton was a lot of fun. It really was, and met a couple of new friends and made some new friends there. And I don't know how riveting I was at that one, but
You were distracting.
I was distracting for sure. On the 12th, I had a meeting with our MLA and a lot of mayors and reeves from this area regarding the displaced Ukrainians, and we're updating about what all of our communities are doing and how we can hopefully share some synergies that we don't have to reinvent the wheel. It was a very good meeting, and we'll have another one in a near future too. So, and on the 12th, we had another meeting with Inca, our new group that's moving to town. The 12th, the bylaw workshop and the meeting at the chamber. It was a lot of questions for sure. It was it wasn't that many people there. I thought there would be more than the past. It always has been. But, maybe just coming out of COVID, next year it'll get a lot better, I hope. Ledge meeting, our MLA and council meeting, and then the pierogi supper with Vegreville and area stands with Ukraine. So it was unbelievable. It really was. And I talked to the committee that's in charge of getting volunteers, and they had no problem. They put out the email to the volunteer list, and it was done up instantly. Lots of people, there just was no room for anywhere else to volunteer. So the next thing that comes up, those other people will get the first call. So, and then we had the Prosperity Park update. Last night was the Vegreville and area stands with Ukraine, and like Councillor Lemko said, there's a lot of progress going on there, and so if anybody in the community has a fundraising idea and stuff, then it thinks that it would be they need help, just reach out to that committee, and they can make anything work. It's this fundraising is just not once a year. It's going to be an ongoing thing because we're expecting to have a lot more displaced Ukrainians here. So, and tonight's council meeting. So I want to thank you all for what you guys do every day, and keeping this community going here and update it, and again our staff as well too. So if there is no other business of council, I would like to get a motion to go to closed session. Councillor Berry makes it. All those in favor at 7:49.